This is Marshall PC Wabash again. This time, I'm up in my cowboy room, my real office, working on a pair of chinks. First time doing a pair of these. I tooled up the back belt the other day, and this is what it kind of looks like. Got a couple cardinals on each side with dogwoods in the middle. I haven't got into the dyeing or anything. This is Marshall PC, but then go back and do some heavy editing because this is not a short process. Alright, well, here we go. My silliness. I'll be back when I start veining up something. Alright. Cut you off right now. Marshall PC Wabash. See you in a minute. Or 2. Or 20. So, we take our background tool and get right down in there. You can use them like point up, point down. Just because the tool is flat don't mean you have to work it flat. You can work it till you get where you need to get. And it has a pointy end. Now, that tool is the same tool as this. This is just a miniature version of it. So, with the mini version, you can get right up into where that happy little... See how I made that little concave? That'll give you a little highlight. And come around and whack all those little leaves to kind of up into the points. Get up, like this one's got this big round spot. Hit it right there, 9 little leaves. And see if I like the outcome of that. And then see it, and go down and carry it through. But right now, I'm kind of like it, the little rough in the leaf. And the petals have a little shadow with the deep cut, and then came back with the shader and gave each one of them a little shade on their curve. Now for this middle part, like I said, I had this tool. It's a background tool, but I was looking at my picture that I was going by, and I said, I think I got a tool for that. So what I do on this one, like I said, you don't have to hit it flat. Come in and hit each one of these leaves like that. Just give each one of them leaves a kind of a corner of this background tool. And when you work your way around, you got a pretty nice looking seed pod. But once I got the outline, the middle's kind of still raised. Now I'll come back and lay it down. And look at that. That came out so pretty, just like the center of a dogwood. And when all this is dye, it's going to be nice. Alright, well, looks like my microphone is dying, so I'm going to sign out for right now. Continue to do this background and shading areas in the back. Then we'll come back when I got this whole belt part done and see what it looks like. Alright, this is Marshall PC Wabash. I'm out. This is Marshall PC Wabash again. I've got the right billet for this hip belt done. If I can get it on the camera. All a bunch of dogwood. Came out pretty good. AKA Mr. Jumbo Leather on Facebook. Working on my dogwood. Pink and white. My little cardinal over here. Putting the finishing touches on the last flower on this side of the belt. Because I got a mix enough paint, because I don't have a storage container that I keep the stuff in, so I mix enough where I can probably get the other other billet, I guess is what it is. It's a 3-part belt system. The one I'm working on kind of rides on your hip, like you seen Chaps start cutting with my utility knife. And then got this pattern part already ready, so I didn't have to adjust these. Cut them out, and then figured out what I wanted to put on there. Downloaded a couple of pictures, and then the pictures don't look nothing. I mean, it looks like the flowers. That's correct. But then I got a piece of leather that has all these points on it, so you rearrange it on the template and come up with exactly what you want to tool. And then it's up to you to tool away, or you can make your own original pattern, which people that do this all the time, and that's all they do, are so good at drawing stuff. It's just mind-boggling, some of the stuff they can draw. Like I watch this fella on YouTube, Don Gonzalez Salary. My goodness, he is so good. And some of the other people that do it for a true living, I do it for a hobby. But I've been known to make some stuff, but I don't make a living off of it. This is just hobby. I like to think I'm fairly good at it. I've come up with a couple of original things myself as far as patterns. Like I make a tool belt or a tool pattern for hairstylists that they can put their scissors in and combs and either wear it on their belt if they want to. I make them a belt and they can wear it right on them. And they wear it and store it right on themselves, which is cool. Alright, so we got leaf done. And the flower, the last flower, and the seed pod. Now, dogwood also has, once it blooms, the little tip gets a little bit of brown on the, like in this little curly part. So I just do a little of that. It's just a little bit of added detail right there. Because that's exactly how a dogwood looks. Once it pops out, the ends where it pops are a little brown. Alright, well, I still have to do the rest of this. So I'm going to get ready to turn this video off. But this is the back piece. I put a pink and white dogwood on there, the leaves colored in the stems, and of course, two cardinals, because like I said, I'm a Virginia boy, this is my state stuff. I got cardinals and dogwoods, and that's about how it's going to look when it's all said and done. The back belt may come over this far, I don't completely know yet, we'll see. But I got to keep on painting so nothing dries out. So this is Marshall PC Wabash. I'm going to continue painting. That way I can seal it up and get closer to the assembly process. Okay, check y'all later. This is Marshall PC Wabash. Well, I've been at the leather desk most of the afternoon debating what to do with my chinks that I'm working on. Paint them, dye them, two-tone them. Well, I said I don't make these things every day. I'm going to go ahead and dye them. So what we have on the table is the left side of your hip. This is the right side of the hip. And this right here is the back belt. So it's a three-piece belt. Kind of lines up like this. And then if you need to adjust it, you do your main adjusting with the back belt. There'll be holes poked here and it'll be laced. Same on this side. And then the front is just, it'll have a buckle up there like a regular belt. So anyways, there's my Cardinal back here in the back, the PC Wabash. And I'm out. Almost forgot. There she is, the Roxy of all things. My leather working dog, my garden dog. Ain't that right, baby girl? Yeah, you know it. Old woman. She's a good doggy though. She just comes up here and sits with me the whole time. Ain't that right? Alright, well, Roxy says she's out too. Who's downstairs? Alright, later. Right now I'm putting on the antique gel. Pretty thick stuff. I've put a base dye on here. Now what we're doing is just smushing it around. It's one of my favorite colors, saddle tan. I like saddle tan for when I'm making cowboy stuff. But you want to get in there and make all it's going to be. And I like how the antique turns out. Gives it a nice, pretty color. But you want to get all this excess off. Try to keep your hand flat. You don't want to really rub it so hard. Alright, troll expert, which I always do, because sometimes it's better to get second opinions. And my wife did not like the way I did the pink dogwoods. She said pink dogwoods are actually white. So I went back to the drawing board, repainted all the pink flowers. Then I dry brushed white in and then kind of muted the color a little bit. You might be able to see it. It might not show up very well, but here's I think the first flower, so that got a little bit more pink than the rest of them because I never dipped it again. I did a dry brushing technique where that muted that pink. You can see the detail in the flower and the white. It muted it. You can see the details and all the little petals and the white coming out of the center. But my batteries are getting ready to go. So I'm going to finish up that last little belt section. Put these batteries on charge. And tomorrow will be sealing day. And then it's a Sunday. Alright, well, stand by for probably the final video on the Cowboy Chink Chaps. This is Marshall P.T. Wabash. I'm out.